Hello, my name's Keith and I'm known as the Florida Stone Man, and today I'm gonna make you a very powerful video talking about the prophecy of 2025. Oh, what a wonderful time to be alive, and what about time to thrive. For people of God, you will see nothing but prizes. So yes, I can rhyme because it allows me to have a good time, but in all seriousness aside, for people who don't pray, they'll be hit by a tide. And it won't be good, and it will be something that they once understood. So I have to be careful how I teach information in this video, because I'm gonna teach it very lightly and very generally, because 2025, oh, you have to know what 5 means. You have to know what 5 means. 2024, look at my predictions for 2024. Fiercely accurate. Fiercely accurate. You can go back and watch my video from a year ago. Look at the messages I was relaying. But in 2025, the number one thing we'll be doing is praying. So I'm gonna have to tell you guys this. For people of God in 2025, what a time to be alive. Oh, the Lord is gonna, basically your connection with the Lord is gonna be so powerful and useful. It's going to be so powerful and useful against darkness this year. For those who don't pray, then you do have something to fear. But I'm not here to strike fear in you. I'm telling you guys, don't be afraid. The best thing you can do is pray. So this is a very unique year. 5 means action. But we're not just going off numerology alone. So this is something someone told me, and this is something that my angels told me. It's the year of the snake, but it's a year of a different kind of snake. It's a year where the unimaginable becomes the imaginable. For people who pray and talk to God, you don't have anything to worry about if you're doing the right things and if you're on the right track. For the people who are praying and talking to God, you will heal everyone around you, and you will be, the black sheep will become exalted. The actual black sheeps will become exalted through the Most High God. Wow. Okay. So basically, people who are the weird ones for talking to God, and yes, I'm listening to my angels. The people who are the weird ones for talking to the Most High God, or the weird ones, I have to ask them what I heard. So I'm like, wait, what? So people who are black sheep, they're going to be leveled up. Let's just say that. Something about being exalted. The glory of the Lord and the Most High God. Holy moly. Okay. I listen and I relay the message, okay? So for people who are the true black sheep, and not just black, not just like the rogue black sheep, I'm talking about the real black sheep. The ones who have been, like, I won't speak over anyone, but the people who have been, like, kind of, like, struggling, like, what the fudge is going on? What the heaven? Like, you're doing everything right and everything's perfect. 2025, you're gonna be like, oh, this was coming together for a reason. What's happening? Like, it's gonna be disbelief. It's like, I didn't know that kind of blessing could come in. Like, I didn't expect a blessing to come in this soon. Like, that's literally everything. Those are for the people who are talking to God, and for people who are praying, it's gonna be like, what the? So for people who are still in lesson phases, it'll be lessons. That form of miracle will be a lesson, but it won't be as big, but it will still be big, but it will be a lesson. Because a lesson, it's maybe if you're getting karma for stuff in the past and you haven't fully learned from it and you're not honest with yourself, by the end of 2025, you'll have a chance to be honest fully, and then to go with a clean slate. Yes, this is good too. I talked about January. January is the month of prickles and bristles. It's the porcupine. It's the sting that stabs and the stone that jabs. Basically, the thing about 2025 is it's very interesting. So, for people who are praying, oh, wow, it's just like, finally, it's happening. Finally, like, and then there's people, and I'm talking about this, why prayer is important. You're not going to do well if you're not talking to God. It's an illusion. I cannot lie to you. For me to elevate you guys, you can't get through this world and just have no connection with God at all. You ever wonder why there's angry spirits and people are like, well, that's your personal opinion. It's a fact. If you don't like it, you're going to find out. This was your warning. And I mean, when I was younger and I was like going back and forth, and like when I was a kid, small child, I was going back and forth because I was connected to God at a young age, but I didn't understand it. I didn't. And that's why I know how to relate to people who are far away from God and push them closer to God. It's because I get what you're going through. When you're a small child, you get hit by Bible and just Bible verses, people being mean. It's just like, what the? And for people who are not Christian, I understand it. Everyone comes from a different background and culture, so I'm talking about the Most High. Everyone can talk to the Most High. So eventually you'll get moved to Him in different ways, but just ask. The thing is, just ask God, God, can you help me, please? And the Most High God, please help me move closer to you. And then miracles will appear. Because they are near, especially when you believe, then that's something you will see. So you can't do well without praying, especially in 2025. It's a recipe for disaster for people not praying. It's just going to be, you're going to be made to pray or you're going to pray. I mean, I can't sugarcoat that message. I really can't. You're going to be forced to go on your knees out of desperation, forced out of knees in desperation, not even just for you, for other people, or you're going to be on your knees praying because you're out of love. So one way or another, your soul is going to be forced to be revealed in 2025. This is the year stagnancy comes to an end, and for people who are praying, and I'm not just trying to scare you guys, I'm telling you guys the actual message of what's happening. Your faith will be tested. So your love and fear in the Most High God will be tested. But for the people who are very close to God, and this is the thing, people who are not honest with themselves, you're going to be made to be honest by the end of the year. Like, it's going to be like, oh, people are like, oh, maybe I wasn't fully honest with myself, and that's fine. I'm going to use myself. Oh my God, that's a giant moth. Don't fly in my face. Not in the video. Holy moly. Not in my face. Be like, ah. It's happened. But I'll give myself as an example. And I use myself as an example all the time. I play video game as an example because video games help me learn a lot about real life. So I was losing at a video game for a very long time. And I got frustrated. I'm like, oh no, video game bad. And when I get frustrated, I just kind of like, I go into like a Zen mode. I'm like, but I kind of like, not called glitch out, but kind of like, I just go like, okay. And then I try to evaluate, but sometimes I don't let myself understand it because I was trying to, that's the thing, that's why I know how to relate with certain things. So you can use the analogy of a video game. So in the video game, for example, I would get lucky in winning and make it almost as the top player, but I wasn't getting as a top player correctly because I didn't do the mechanics correctly. So I was getting to the top by accident and I didn't know what I was doing to get there, versus that can drive a person crazy. That's what most people are doing in real life. You're making certain progress and you're getting to a certain place of elevation, but it's not true elevation. Sometimes you guys are not talking to God at all, or if you're talking to God, then you're not being fully authentic in certain things that you just don't know about, so it's not your fault. Or maybe it is, I just don't know. Everyone's judgment is different, but you're getting to a very specific place and then you fall back down and you're like, what the? Because you don't know how to replicate that. The thing about success is you have to replicate it, and only God can help you replicate success like that. That's why people hit the lottery one time and then they lose all the lottery, and there's some people who win the lottery 4 times, and it's just like, it's because that's what God wants that person to do, because they have a purpose here. And most of my college was paid by someone who won the lottery. Okay? So, well, I just said it. Something in Florida with scholarships and stuff like that. Let's just say, and it's a lot more likely than you think. Okay? So it's, for example, if you're manifesting that, it could just happen to you. Or some kind of forgiveness program because a lottery winner was like, okay, let's just use the extra money to get rid of people's debts. Like, anything can happen. Just manifest it. Just manifest it through the Most High. But what am I saying? I was playing the video game. I kept achieving almost the top. And this happens to people at Darkness. Almost the top of the video game. And I went straight back to the middle, and then back to the top, and back to the middle, and it was driving me nuts. I was like, maybe I don't know something. So I watched a guide on how the world's best player did it. I'm not going to say which video game, but I'm not telling you guys. So for the people who know, they know, because I actually use examples from that video game. And then I study it because it's a good real life analogy, because things in the physical world and spiritual world, the video game's literally a computer. Your mind's a computer, so it helps me understand how things go. Because it just helps perception. There's actual scientific aspects of how video games help the brain. So when I'm chilling out and zenning out, or if I'm trying to get my mind off of studying, because sometimes you need a break on studying, I'll play a video game. And then in video game, I'm very good at what I do, so I reached almost the top, but I kept yo-yoing. And the same thing happens to a lot of people in life, not most of you. I don't know, because there's hundreds of people who watch my video, so everyone's story is different. But you'll yo-yo, just like, and it sucks. You yo-yo, and it sucks. It's just like, where am I going wrong? I don't know how I'm going wrong. But the thing is, what will happen, I'm going to make a whole video about this. This is why I say pledge a lot of denial and don't get upset and frustrated. Because people will get frustrated with the video game. Like, it was everyone else's on the team fault. Oh, the video game's unfair. They made the video game too hard. Versus, you just manifest it's easy and you'll be like, maybe it is easy. Maybe there's something I don't know. So at first I was getting frustrated. I'm like, well, I think they broke the game. All the other players are just, some of the players would just leave their computer and then it would interfere with mine. But I was manifesting that by accident. Like, maybe they made the game too hard, but I realized, I'm like, maybe I shouldn't call it hard. Maybe I shouldn't even acknowledge it. So when I started losing, I just didn't acknowledge the losses. I'm just like, okay. And it kind of hurt to do that. And I was like, okay, fine. So a video game is a good example, because if you lose something in a video game, who cares? So I lost most of the progress in the video game. So I became like way down from number 1 again. So very far away from number 1. So basically I watched a guide. I learned that I was getting lucky by accident, and I was not able to replicate it simply because the dynamics of the video game I wasn't doing it correctly. I was just getting lucky, but I didn't know how to do it. So I just basically unlearned everything I learned and retaught myself, which it sucked. It was horrible. A bunch of time. Felt like it was very humbling. Let's just say that. So you go down below, like at the bottom, just to be able to know that everything you did wasn't in a correct order. So I relearned it, and now in the video game, it's easy to achieve number 1. Let's just say that. It's very easy to achieve number 1. It's actually a dramatic difference, and it's just like I can plug it in for real life now. So most people are not willing to unlearn everything they know, because humans are stubborn. I'm like, well, I know everything. Well, I'm almost there. I don't need. I ask God for help, and I'm not gonna change my ways because they're correct. And I'm just, but like, ask the Lord if one of your ways is wrong. If you have to relearn everything, go ahead. And I'm using myself as an example. Like, how does this apply to 2025? It means you guys are gonna have to ask God for help in undoing certain things, and you're gonna be. This is for the people who are getting hit by certain karmas, because 2025, it's gonna be 100% of God just intervening, because the devil is encroaching and the plans are growing for the devil. It's not devil, it's devils. And it's going to be very easy for people of God, because when you go backwards a little bit, you're not going to really feel it, or it won't be that significant for people of God. But for people who are far away from God, you're going to see people fully crash out, and then they talk to God, or then they resent God, which is unfortunate. Which is, some people like blame God, versus God is like, I'm trying to help you and you're slapping your only help. Some people turn around and they blame God, and they don't. It's like kind of like, this is the example. Like, for example, someone will have nothing left but a couch to stay on, and then they blame the person they live with, like, you're the reason why I'm on this couch. It's like, that person's the reason you're not homeless. And then you spit in the face of the person who giving you the couch. It's like, you know what, I'm throwing the couch out, and I'm getting rid of you too. So the Lord will do that, but not out of being mean, out of letting you reset your programming. So in 2025, I'm gonna say go with the flow, because action's coming, and make sure you're praying, because in my analogy of the video game, you might be, if you're someone who is so close to hitting success, but you just like keep getting towards it and you keep going backwards, and it's like, what the heaven's going on? It's because there might be one wrong dynamic, and when you fix the one wrong dynamic is when you'll see a tremendous amount of success that can't be taken away, and you'll just be number 1. All of you, whatever you do, you'll just be number 1 in. Since I have some extra time in this video, I'm going to talk about my website, my first website. So my first website ever, someone told, back then I was like, I got a bunch of advice, and I'm just like, I don't trust you guys. Because there's a bunch of people who were just very spiteful back then, giving me advice, like, ooh. But their advice was good, but I didn't realize it was good because I didn't trust them. So when a dishonest person gives you honest advice, it's like, I don't trust you. I'm just gonna do the complete opposite. So I did. My first website was not my favorite. Let's just say that it was just, I put a lot of effort into it, and I made the website, and I was like, no, it's not what I like. And then I just deleted the whole website. So I'm like, I had to reset everything I know. I'm like, I got kind of stuck with the website, just kept going with it. But I'm like, I just need some work. So I just restarted it. And my website right now is popping. Check out floridasnowman.com if you haven't already. Get the custom necklace if you haven't already too. For people who have a custom necklace in 2025, oh, what a time to be alive. So this sums up my video. I kept it very general because if I say anything too specific, I'm just gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep very specific details shot. All I can say is the tell lies to your vision is gonna be scary. Y'all are gonna be scared, but for people of God, God is always near, and have no fear. For people, and this is the thing, last thing I'm gonna tell you, for people who are fear mongering in 2025, like scaring you, like, oh, we're all gonna die. Oh, look what's on TV. Scary TV. Get rid of those people. Like, if you know someone who's just scaring the living heavens out of you, cut them off. Because they'll take you down to the abyss. They'll take you to the bottom of the ocean. They'll take you to a place of darkness and away from God. Because you can have trust in God and have a bunch of fear at the same time. Fear and faith don't fit in the same space. You can't be like, oh, I don't trust you, God. Can you help me? It's like you make dinner for someone, and they're like, well, I don't really trust you because you could have poisoned me. And then it's like you just made the person dinner. It's just like, get out of my face. Get out of my face. But that's my examples in this video. Tremendous examples. Very successful year for people of God, especially people who have custom necklaces. Most importantly, people of God. I don't like being the one to say, I warned you, but make sure you guys are praying and talking to God and be authentic. If you're not, then God loves you to the point where he'll have you be authentic in prayer. Any questions? Ask them in the comment section. If you don't like anything I said in this video, it's a shadow for you to work on. There's your shadow work, because I said the truth. Till then, I'll see you guys next time. Ciao.